I don't believe so, but if I can just have one moment to get the YouTube feed going, that'd be great.
Okay, we'll wait just a minute. I'll wait for your cue.
Okay. Sorry, there's a little feedback before I close that window. It's all set, thanks.
Okay, wonderful, thank you. So once again, for those that are joining us, my name is Bill Rose, and I will be the zoning administrator for today's meeting. This is the special zoning administrator meeting of August 14th. We have one agenda item. Before we get to that agenda item, I'd like to go through just a couple things about the format of this meeting, and then we'll just get right into it. So as all the participants are aware, this is a virtual meeting. This is in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. This is the city's effort to reduce the potential spread. All of the city's meetings are being held in this manner. When we get to the public comment period or the applicant presentation, you can use the raise your hand function on your screen. For those that are calling in, you can use the *9 feature, and that'll allow you to effectively raise your hand, and then the recording secretary can allow you to unmute and then speak. So I'll remind everyone when we open the public hearing about those prompts as well. So as I mentioned, we have one item on the agenda. It's the public hearing for 600 Acacia Lane. It's a minor conditional use permit to convert an existing assembly building into 26 permanent affordable senior apartments. Kristen A. Tumians is the senior planner with this project. So I'm going to ask Kristen A. to go through a brief presentation, followed up by any questions if I have them. And then I'll turn it over to the applicant team. And if you choose to make a presentation, you may do so. And then at the completion of that, that's when I will open the public hearing, take public comments, close the public hearing, and then I will make my comments and then take action on this item. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Kristen A. And please, Kristen A., if you wouldn't mind with your presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Rose. This is Kristen A. Tumian, Senior Planner. And this item is a request for a minor conditional use permit to allow the Linda Tunis Senior Apartment Project located at 600 Acacia Lane. And this property has some recent history. The applicants have an approved temporary use permit to allow 26 senior affordable housing units within an existing structure. And let me share the screen so you can get a little bit more familiar with the project. The project site is located at the northwest corner of Highway 12 and Acacia Lane. And it was originally developed as a private meeting facility for the Mason Lodge. And it's currently, well, it was sitting vacant until the applicant proposed temporary housing inside of that building. This is the site plan, and building 1 is what's currently existing on site. It was the former Mason Lodge. And what the applicant's requesting now is to make those temporary senior housing units permanent. And this will aid in their ability to obtain funding for upgrading the building to accommodate the new use. And so here's the site plan. You can see it has access to Acacia Lane. The applicant submitted a traffic memo and didn't identify any potential traffic issues because of the use being senior housing. They plan on having their corporate office in building number 2 towards the back. And there's plenty of parking for the proposed use. This morning, at the subdivision committee, there was a parcel map waiver approved that shows, this shows the revised layout of the parcel lines. That it would divide that structure in front from the rear parking area So it would be on its own parcel. It would also aid in obtaining funding to accommodate remodeling of this building. So let me go through the plans a little bit more. So here's the site plan showing the 26 units. It has a shared community room. And these are the current elevations of the property. There aren't there are very little exterior improvements proposed for the building, so it'll be hard to tell that anything has changed if someone were to drive or walk by. Here's the existing floor plan. You can see it used to be a like a multi-purpose room, and it was rented out for events like weddings and things. There's some minor landscaping improvements that are proposed, but other than that, maybe some ADA upgrades. There aren't any major exterior changes to the building. Staff is available for any questions, but we're recommending approval of this minor use permit. One other thing to add is the proposed use is consistent with the general plan. This project qualifies for a 35% density bonus because of its affordable housing component. And so that's why 26 units works on this site. So with that, staff's available for any questions or comments. The applicant is present and available for any questions or comments as well.
Great, thank you, Kristen, excuse me, for that presentation. I had just a couple quick questions. So you mentioned that some traffic analysis was done, and I'm assuming there were no issues. And were there any operational elements, any circulation changes that were required based on that traffic analysis?
No, with the parcel map waiver, there was a requirement that there be some shared access between the two parcels that will be created once this certificate of compliance is recorded. But other than that, fire didn't have any issues and traffic didn't have any issues.
Okay, and I believe I read it qualifies for a infill exemption per CEQA, is that correct?
Yes, this project site is already developed, so there's no habitat issues. It's served by utilities and public services.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Just one last question. Any public comments from the outset? Did you have any consistent themes or questions, concerns from any members of the public as this project's gone through its review?
There was some phone calls wanting more information about the project, particularly the parcel map waiver, but there were no voiced concerns about the project.
Okay. And the parking.
And no written correspondence.
Okay, wonderful, thanks. And the parking, it'll be, is it a shared arrangement? Is that how it's going to work?
So the parcel that contains the affordable senior housing has enough parking for its use.
Okay, wonderful. Okay. It's a reduced parking ratio because of the land use type.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. All right. I think you covered it all. I had an interest in understanding if anything would be done to the exterior of the building, but it sounds like that's not the case, so no design review requirement. And then the density bonus, you mentioned that. So, okay. Well, that's very helpful. Thank you. So at this time, I will turn it over to the applicant team. You're welcome to make a presentation if you'd like, or you can be available for questions. It really is up to you. So we'll turn it over to the applicants.
Hi, this is Brian Hall with Pep Housing. Appreciate everybody getting together this afternoon on the Zoom call. We understand the the difficulties that we've all been experiencing the last several months. So we really appreciate you expediting this project under these unfortunate conditions. We think the repurposing of this building is what this community needs, and obviously the city of Santa Rosa did several months back when they approved the TUP. We were good with the TUP until the housing authority for the city of Santa Rosa agreed to provide additional funding to this project, which is much needed. However, in order for the city to provide the funding, they had to have the parcel split out, or the certificate of compliance approval, and also they need the temporary converted to a permanent use. So this is very important to PEP, very important to the seniors that are going to be housed in this facility. So we are available to answer any questions. We have the PEP team available. We have our architect available. I don't think I think we're prepared to make a presentation, but I don't think it's necessary. Christine did a very good job. I will make one comment for the record, and that is that PEP has previously moved into building number 2 that was shown on the site plan. That is the corporate headquarters for PEP now. We've moved up from Petaluma to Santa Rosa. We are getting ready to demolish our old headquarters and construct a new affordable housing project of 54 units for seniors. So we're very excited about both projects, and we think this Linda Tunis project is hopefully ready to go this year. With these approvals and the city's funding, we're very close. We need some additional grants, but we're working on it, and I'm just very thankful for you all working as hard as you have on this, and I'm going to turn it over back to you to see if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hall. Actually, I had one question and you answered it, which was just simply, I had heard the mention that the other building on site was going to be the headquarters, and I just wondered, or the office, I just wondered if that was going to be the permanent headquarters, and you indeed answered that question. So welcome to Santa Rosa, and thank you for the background and the presentation. I don't have any other questions at this time. So with that, I would like to open the public hearing. As I mentioned, there are multiple ways that you can access the public hearing if you're interested. One is the raise hand function on your screen. You can highlight that. The recording secretary will unmute you and then you can speak. And then if you're calling in by phone, you can use the *9 feature, and that will basically serve the same purpose. So with that, I will turn it over to the recording secretary, who can advise if we have participants that would like to speak during the public hearing.
Nancy Taylor, you should be receiving a prompt, and when you answer that prompt, we'll be able to hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I'm just wondering, when construction starts, what will the parameters be for the hours of noise operation?
Mr. Rose, I can answer that. The resolution identifies construction hours being limited from 7 to 7, Monday through Friday, and 8 to 6 on Saturdays. No construction is permitted on Sundays and holidays.
7 to 7, Monday through Friday, and Saturday?
Saturdays, 8 to 6 p.m.
8 to 6. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Taylor, did you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
It looks like Jim Wallen's hand is raised again.
Mr. Wallen, if I can just clarify, are you part of the applicant team?
Yes, sorry, I just got a message to unmute, so
Oh,
sorry about
okay.
that.
Yeah, this is just the public hearing portion. So the applicant team, they speak during the applicant presentation or any follow-up questions, but this is just for the public at this point. So I'll go back to the recording secretary. Do we have anybody else that would like to speak?
I don't see any other hands at the moment.
Okay, well, with that, I will go ahead and close the public hearing.
Mr. Rose, there's just one chat message from Jessica Tunis stating, I wholeheartedly support this project named in honor of my mother, from Jessica Tunis.
I am seeing that now. Thank you, Kristen, for alerting us to that, and thank you for reading that into the record, and thank you, Ms. Tunis, for your comments as well. Okay, so we've gone through the presentations, we've closed the public hearing, so I will go through a few items, and then we will make a decision on this. So I think that first and foremost, I want to thank the applicants for coming to Santa Rosa, both with their development project and also with moving their offices here as well. We're happy to have you, and I hope that things work out very well for you here in Santa Rosa. I want to also comment specifically on the project and your selection of this site to put the affordable senior housing in Northeast Santa Rosa at this location, I think is a very good proposal. I also want to commend you on the reuse of a building. We spend a lot of time and focus trying to do that when we can. It's a shame when you see a building that's viable be demolished, and in this case, you're reusing that. So again, I want to commend you on that. I think this is a great project. It's well thought out. You have parking, you've done the traffic analysis. Those are often, with projects like this in an area that's in the vicinity of existing neighborhoods, we frequently see those as the main issues. And it looks like you've done everything necessary and have the evidence to prove that there will not be any impact related to parking and traffic. So I will be recommending approval on this project. Yeah, you have no exceptions or variances, so you clearly are in line with the general plan, with the zoning for the site. And as I've mentioned, there are no exceptional requests. So with that, I will recommend, or actually I will take action and approve this project. There is a 10-day appeal period, and so that will begin today with this action. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, Bill Rose, Supervising Planner, or Kristen Tumian, Senior Planner on this project, and we can follow up. And then before I close the meeting, I'd just like to turn it over to the applicant team to see if you had any last comments or questions before we wrap up. And if not, that's fine as well, too.
Hi, this is Brian Hall again. Bill, I want to thank you and your team for the approval. This is the huge day in providing additional affordable housing for seniors, which we all know is much needed. Kimberly, thank you for arranging for the Zoom call. Kristen, as I said in an earlier email today, I appreciate your professional handling of all the applications we have submitted. It seems like there's been quite a few, but we're almost there. So we agree the repurposing of the building is the way to go. And thank you for your approval. And we look forward to breaking ground, at least not breaking ground, but remodeling, hopefully before the end of this year. So thank you very much for your consideration.
Great, you're very welcome, and thank you too. So that concludes the special meeting of the zoning administrator for August 14th, 2020. And I wish everyone on this Zoom meeting a very happy weekend. Thank you, everyone.